So in past interviews you've done with us, you've indicated, others in the government have indicated that you're keeping your powder dry for later when the economy starts opening up. Then there could be some kind of further fiscal stimulus and also a specific cash transfer. We saw during the Bihar elections, reportage seemed to suggest that there was a unavoidable amount of economic distress. Is that something you're still working on, a direct cash transfer, or do you believe this Atmanirbhar Bharat 3.0 package that you've announced, that this is the route, credit guarantees, this is the route, rather than finding ways of directly transferring cash to those who need it at this moment?
You will remember that our approach throughout has been very different from what many other countries have done, or the certain kinds of sort of strategies that we were advised to take. We have been quite consistent that during a period of total lockdown or mostly lockdown, it was no point in providing trying to have an acceleration in demand. There's no point in pressing the accelerator when you've got your foot firmly on the brake. There's a point I made then and I'm making it now. However, we have now taken our foot mostly off the brake. So there is a case now for pressing the accelerator. So that is precisely what we are doing, but we are doing it in a very specific way. So let me explain what we are trying to do here. The package announced today is very targeted. It is not a generic, let's go out there and spend money. No, we are very clear. We are providing an incentive to the private sector to go out there and hire again. In some cases, hire back those who they were forced to lay off, but also to hire afresh. And remember, the way we have set it up using the EPFO, we want them to come into the formal sector because that comes with other benefits as well. So there's a very specific targeting of jobs. Similarly, we are trying to encourage certain sectors using the PLI scheme to get investment going again. And this is again very targeted. We want investment into sectors where we can be part of the global supply chain and be globally competitive by creating a cluster. So very much targeted to get things going. But notice when we have timed it, and we keep saying timing is important, as some of the green shoots come back, as momentum comes back, this is when we want to push things and accelerate things. So this is something we will continue to do. One more commitment that we have, which is public investment in infrastructure. That also is being ramped up as we speak. So notice what we are doing together. We are committing to things that will last for a period of time. Because infrastructure or PLI scheme or this scheme on employment, they are meant to last for a period of time. You can't abandon an infrastructure project halfway through. So when we are saying that we are going to keep this going, we mean therefore we are prepared for the marathon, and we will keep up this.
So let me press you further on that issue. From what I gather from your response, you're suggesting that a direct cash transfer scheme is not the favored approach of the government in your way of thinking at this moment, and isn't being pushed forward at this time. You may think about it later, but not at this moment.
Our approach with direct schemes of that kind have always been to think of it and not as a way to accelerate demand, but a way to provide good safety net. It works much better that way, and that is something we did right in the beginning. So at the time that we were not doing these investment type acceleration approach, we were doing that in terms of providing Jan accounts money, providing food, which we have provided pretty much free for a very large proportion of the population, I think 800 million or thereabouts, up to November. So when we think of this direct transfer, we think of it predominantly as a cushion or a safety net. As far as acceleration and economic growth is concerned, that is mostly done through the route of getting investment going, infrastructure investment going, and so on. So they are two different things, not to be confused.